Aloha and welcome to episode 7 of the Hawaii Crypto Podcast. My name is Chuggy and I'll be your host. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're a fan of our content. I am not a licensed financial professional. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice. This podcast is purely for entertainment purposes. Please consult with a financial professional for your financial advice. On to the news. All right, so this week, the Colonial Pipeline was hacked. And it's a general reminder that most any systems can be vulnerable to a hack. So the Colonial Pipeline, of course, pumped oil to the eastern or southeastern U.S., and it caused quite a stir in the region. A lot of places were sold out of gas, as I believe they paid a ransom to a Russian hacking group to restore services. So this is just one of those reminders where pretty much anything connected to the internet is subject to being hacked. We saw it with some of the big exchanges when crypto was a little bit younger, and this is a reminder to go ahead and, if you're going to be holding your crypto for what you think is a long period of time, store it in a cold wallet, meaning whether it's a hardware wallet or paper wallet or any other source of a secure cold wallet for your long-term holds is your best bet. That way, hot wallets, I think, are going to be targeted for these types of hacks, especially because of the number of coins that's sitting in these hot wallets, whether it be Robinhood or Coinbase or any of the big exchanges. So that's more of a PSA more than anything. I personally use a paper wallet where I have both my public key completely separate from my private key. My private key is somewhere safe, where it won't, go away in a fire or flood or natural disaster. And it's something that I can access. And if someone were to come across my private key, they don't have my public key. So and vice versa, right? If someone were to come across my public key and not have my private key, they don't have access to withdraw from that particular wallet. So anyway, make sure to keep your crypto safe and secure moving forward. Next, of course, in the news, both crypto and traditional markets took a beating this past week. Prices have been trending downward across the board with only a few bright spots. One of them being Cardano, the sustainability-focused cryptocurrency. It's been doing quite well in spite of the market really taking a nosedive. And I think the sustainability is probably one of the things that's helping kind of keep it propped up, especially with Bitcoin under fire for its inefficiency and its environmental impact as of late. Next thing is Dogecoin. Today we had a couple bits of news that saw it jump back up above 50 cents, which is good news for all you Dogecoin fans out there. And the first piece of news was Coinbase announced in their earnings call that they're going to be adding Dogecoin in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And this is something that we had touched on in a previous episode, that they were priming, or the Dogecoin devs were priming for a potential Coinbase listing. For us Hawaii people, it's not going to be that big of an impact because I don't believe Coinbase is an approved exchange for us. However, it's huge for our European friends. I believe in Europe, as far as I know, Coinbase is one of the larger exchanges that they have access to, and we should, it will just give them more options for buying, selling, and trading Dogecoin. So always a good thing to have more access to more people in the world for a lot of these cryptocurrencies. So that's pretty huge news on Coinbase's part. Next thing, Elon Musk back at it again. He tweeted, quote, "Working with Doge devs to improve system transaction efficiency. Potentially promising," end quote. This comes off the heels of Tesla no longer accepting Bitcoin, citing the environmental impact that it has. So this is one of those things where he put out that poll, over the weekend, asking if people wanted Tesla to accept Dogecoin for cars. And now it looks like this is that next step where they're looking at the feasibility seriously, and we're hoping that they go through with it. So, fingers crossed. Of course, uh, this is huge news. We saw a pretty big spike with it. If Tesla starts accepting it, if Coinbase lists it, if Amazon accepts it, eBay, PayPal, right? Like it's just one thing after the next where it's really going to start making it more feasible as an actual currency part of cryptocurrency. So that's going to be a pretty good sign for the market moving forward. Um, we saw kind of people react to it, and the price of Doge climbed back over 50 cents. All right, next thing, more news. We're going to have our very first crypto developer coming on as a guest this coming Tuesday. He currently works for the Dogecoin dev team. So if you have any questions for him, please leave a comment below, and I'll add it to the list of questions that I have for him, on both ones that I have personally, as well as other people that have reached out and said to kind of ask. Of course, I don't know how much time he and I are going to have to chat, so we're going to try and get to as many of those questions as possible. And thank you in advance for leaving those. It'll give us good insight. And of course, remember, first and foremost, he's a developer, right? You can ask pretty much anything, but of course, his expertise is in the back-end development of Dogecoin. So keep that in mind when you're crafting that question for him. Next thing, I'm going to be getting my second COVID shot this coming Saturday, so fingers crossed that there's no complications or side effects. The first one went pretty smoothly. I only felt a little bit tired, so hopefully, the symptoms aren't too bad and we recover quickly. Other than that, things to kind of look forward to. Of course, Dogecoin Dev next week Tuesday. We are also lining up a Solana developer. And then also, I'll be bringing on some friends and crypto enthusiasts of all levels of understanding. This podcast is, something where we want to be able to resonate with a pretty wide range of people. Everyone from the beginners who are just kind of starting out, all the way up to the pros, right? The developers, the programmers, the people who have that in-depth knowledge of how cryptocurrency works and functions. So, to kind of like appeal to a lot of different segments out there, we're going to be bringing on people with different levels of understanding of crypto, and and we'll see how the conversation goes. So if you are interested, also reach out to me, and we'll see what we can do. Other than that, some final things that I want to kind of leave you with. Looking at the market right now, 11:40 Hawaii time, we're looking at Bitcoin at about $50,700. Dogecoin, almost 53 cents. Ethereum, a hair under 4,000 at 39.68. Solana at 42.34. So we're seeing kind of the correction settle, and then things start to move upward. The Coinbase listing has lost quite a bit of value from their IPO. So we'll see kind of where that goes. Maybe the Dogecoin listing will help their stock market listing, in addition to Dogecoin, of course, hopping up as a result of it. So we'll keep an eye on the markets there. Keep you kind of in the loop where everything is price-wise. Other than that, thank you so much for listening. We have some exciting shows lined up. And if you know any devs for any of the other cryptocurrencies that you might want to hear, whether it be Cardano or Ethereum or Litecoin, or even some of the more meme coins out there, we'd love to have them on the show and have a chat and kind of see where that discussion takes us. It's always good to kind of hear everybody's different experiences with cryptocurrency. And until then, Thanks so much for listening. Always drop us a comment, a like, and a subscribe. And I will talk to you all later.